Hello everyone, welcome to this lesson. We're going to take a look at commerce, financing, business units. So we've learned about different types of business units from sole trader to public enterprise. So now we're going to study how these various business units can raise money for different needs, okay, other than just making profit and all. Okay, I would also like to mention that we are available on Pathfinder, an app where you can find different tutors, of course, also different subjects, different grades, everything. They even have study materials, some for free, some on sale at very cheap prices. Let's get started. So there are different ways in which business units could be financed. Okay, actually, there are about 15 different ways which are within the scope of um, the syllabus. Okay, so business may need additional finances for the following reasons. The first is for the expansion of the existing business. Okay, you may have a business, it's doing well, now you just want to expand it. You can expand it from the profit you are making, but maybe it will take time, and the market is responding very well. You are making sales, so you might need more money so that you expand quickly. Okay, the other reason may be to pay for business bills. Okay, there may be some bills that need to be paid that cannot be paid from the working capital, which is the money that is being used for day-to-day operations of the business. Okay, also when there is need to replace equipment. Okay, so you may have this chigayo. You know what the chigayo is, the one that of course converts maize to milling meal. So it's working, the business is doing good. Maybe you're making a profit of 2,000 per month. Okay, but maybe the same equipment has become old. Okay, now maybe you don't have enough money to replace it completely. Okay, but it's the business is doing well, so you might need to get new equipment. Okay, just to replace the existing old equipment so that business can be running. Okay, so you might need some additional money for that. It can also happen that your chigayo business is doing well, maybe in one part of the town. Then on the other part, of course, there's also a competitor, another person or another business who's of course also doing chigayo business. Now, of course, people like your chigayo, and maybe you just don't want competition, so you might need to buy that business. Okay, so that both of the businesses are yours, they're under your control. So that's where you might need additional funding to take over another business. So there are many reasons why you would want to take over another business. Yeah, so to do that, you may need some money if you don't have some additional funds. Also, sometimes you may need to increase working capital. Remember, working capital is the amount of money you are using for the day-to-day running of your business. Okay, so maybe the business is okay, but with more working capital, it may produce more profit, it may give more profit. So in that case, you may need additional money. Also, there may be some changes. Maybe Zesco, they have just woken up and they have just changed their mind that okay, the electricity tariffs are going to be on the higher aside, meaning you have to pay a lot of money for electricity. In that case, it may happen that if you start using the money from your working capital or your savings to cater for electricity, maybe that can be bad for business. It can lead to the fall of your business. So you've done your calculations and you think if you can get some additional money somewhere to cater for the increased electricity bills, then the business is going to be healthy. Then you can do that. So this is another reason why a business would need financing to meet increased business costs. Okay, so what are some of the ways, the 15 different ways, as I said, in which business can be funded? Like I said, uh, within the scope of the syllabus, we're going to look at some of them. We're not going to look at all of them because there are different ways in which you can finance your business. So here are some of the ways. You can use trade credit, you can use hire purchase, you can use bank overdraft, which we discussed when we were looking at banking. So you're familiar with bank overdraft. So it would be more like a revision. Same with a bank loan. Debentures we discussed, okay, when we were looking at business units, okay. Mortgaging we also discussed when we were looking at business units. There is also what is called plowing back profit, okay. There is also share issue, which we discussed during the Lusaka Stock Exchange, okay. So that's also another way in which a business can make money. We're going to look at all of them briefly, but of course, I'm just trying to comfort you that even though there are many, some of them we already know them, okay. There is also government grants and loans. Remember, government bonds and all. Of course, here, to be specific, we're going to look at grants and loans, okay. There is also what is called a bill of exchange. This is more like a check. We're going to discuss this. There is also what is called documentary credit, okay. So we're going to start with trade credit. What is trade credit? Okay. Okay, so trade credit is an arrangement whereby a trader purchases goods and sells them at an increased price before paying for them. Okay, so this is an interesting business idea. If, for example, I supply phones, okay, and you are my customer, but you are maybe a retailer, me, I'm a wholesaler, okay. Now, let's say we've been doing business for a good amount of time. We understand each other, okay. So what I can be doing, since there's trust between us, what I can be doing is I can be giving you phones, supplying you phones without you paying. Then you can pay after you sell, okay. I think one of the companies that is into this is Tradekins. I think there are some shops in places like Kanyama where they just supply them with a boom and all, but the shops don't pay right there and then. They pay after selling, okay. Then of course they keep the profit, okay. That's how it works, okay. Sometimes it can be where actually not sometimes. So the model is simple. I give you my phones at maybe each at 20 kwacha, then you sell them at 25 kwacha. You give me back my 20 kwacha, the 5 kwacha is yours. So that's how trade credit works, okay. An interesting idea, but it needs trust. Without trust, it's difficult to make this work. So the features of trade credit include one, it only finances goods for resale, okay, meaning that if you want to replace old equipment, you can't go with this, okay. It's only meant for goods that are meant to be resold. So you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell. That's the only way it works, okay. it is used when the buyer and the seller have long trading relationship. So like I said, there's need for trust between the buyer and the seller. Okay. So the next is hire purchase, which I think we discussed. Yes, we did discuss hire purchase. So this method is used for purchasing of durable goods such as cars, furniture, etc. Okay. So the features, of course, include first payment is deposited followed by installments. So of course, whatever you want to buy, which you need for your business, most of the times are things like cars or furniture, not things for resale. Okay. So instead of the business buying this particular equipment at full price, they will just pay at the first installment. Then they start using the equipment. Then of course they will be paying what we call pay slow in Zambia. Okay, to finish up. Of course, the price is going to be a bit high because it's a purchase, so there will be some sort of an interest, okay, to cater for the duration it takes for you to finish paying for the item. Okay, the other feature, of course, is the buyer does not become the owner until the last installment is paid. So the buyer has to finish paying for the buyer to claim that they are the owners of those equipment. Okay, meaning that if they fail to pay, the owner, the actual owner of the equipment, will come and claim it back. Okay, so in short, the equipment or the good is used as a collateral. Then one key word in the definition of hire purchase is durable goods, meaning that goods that last for a long time. Okay, meaning that even after 5 years, for example, if you're supposed to finish paying in 5 years, even after 5 years, that good will still be there, that equipment will still be there. So in case you fail to pay in the 4th year, the owner can claim it back. Okay. So next is, of course, bank overdraft. Okay, so this is the method of financing day-to-day running of businesses expenses such as purchase of additional goods for resale, paying electricity bills, etc. Okay, so as we are looking for different types of different methods of financing business units, you should be able to marry them to the exact way in which they can help the business to be financed. Okay, for example, hire purchase, it's only for durable goods. Okay, trade credit are for goods meant for resale. Bank overdraft is for financing day-to-day running of businesses such as electricity bills. Okay, it's very important to know that. That's how you'll be able to distinguish the different types or methods of financing business units. So what are some of the reasons one would choose a bank overdraft as a means of payment? Okay, so the first is it is easy to arrange. Okay, so long as you have a bank account, then you can get a bank overdraft. Okay, also the trader must be the current account holder. Okay, so you need to have this current account like we discussed in banking. Also, the duration of payment is shorter, meaning that you can pay in a short time. Okay, you don't have to carry a date for a long time. Okay, so the interest is also charged on daily balance. Okay, it's different from a loan where they charge the interest based on the amount of money you've gotten and the amount of time it will take for you to pay back. This one is just charged on how much you have on a daily basis in your account. I mean, as an overdraft. Okay, so the point in simple is interest here is charged on daily balance. Okay, the amount that you owe the bank on a daily basis. Okay, it is also paid off as goods or stock is sold off. Okay, so this one, once you sell goods, you can you can pay it back. Okay, next we look at a bank loan. What is a bank loan? A bank loan is a method of financing capital projects such as purchase of motor vehicles, extension of business premises, etc. Okay, so this one is for capital projects, big projects that are going to expand the capital, the fixed assets of a business. Fixed assets meaning equipments, motor vehicles, buildings. Okay, so a bank loan is good for that. Okay, so what are some of the reasons why one would choose a bank loan over maybe a bank overdraft and other financing methods? The first is it is given as a lump sum obtained for specific purposes. So you'll be given a huge figure, a huge figure to, for example, you want 10 vehicles, you'll be given a huge figure for you to buy those 10 vehicles. Okay. Also, it is easily arranged as a long-term finance, unlike bank overdraft, which is a short-term finance. Okay. Also, it can be arranged with any bank offering lowest interest. You cannot be forced to arrange it with a specific bank. Okay, you can arrange it with any bank of your choice. Okay, that's an advantage as well. Also, repayment is over a long period of time. Repayment is over a long period of time. Okay, you can, once you get it, maybe you may need to pay it back in 10 years, in 5 years, which makes it flexible, unlike a bank overdraft, which maybe you have to pay within a month. Okay, so these are some of the reasons. So to end this lesson, we're going to look at the last method of financing business units for this lesson. In other words, we're still looking at other types of methods for financing business units, but for this specific lesson, we're going to end with a debenture. We discuss what a debenture is, and of course, they are a long-term finance of purchase of premises, machinery, construction of buildings, etc. In short, they are loans a debenture. It's a loan a company can get for capital investment, okay, or for buying fixed assets such as premises, buildings, machinery, etc. Okay. So why would one go for a debenture? The first is debentures are loans to the company and are paid on fixed dates. So they are easy to control since you have to pay on a specific date. You know that you're going to be paying at the end of every year. Okay, so they are easy to manage. Okay, the other reason why you would want to get a debenture is the interest is fixed, unlike other methods of financing where the interest can vary depending on the economic situation of the country. For debentures, the interest is fixed. Okay, so we're going to continue with other methods of financing business units in the next lesson.